What's happening, guys? Cap over here, and welcome to our week 1 and debut in the World Pokemon Entertainment League. There we go. I had to think about it for some time, or also known as the WPE League. I'll be saying that a couple times. I know it's not that, but it is a lot of fun to say. Ty invited me over, and it's such an incredible honor to be a part of a league with reputation of being a good battler and being invited for that reason. So thank you so much to everyone who gave me a thumbs up in terms of that. I really do appreciate it, and hopefully we can perform and uphold our reputation of being a decent battler. And yeah, anywho, thank you also to all the people who organized this, including Ty and his band of Tie fighters over there. Really great atmosphere to be a part of too. But let's talk a bit about the team that we have in front of us. And today we're going to be playing against Jacob, coach of the Green Bay Pikachus. We've battled him in the NPCC a couple times, or once. What are we talking about? Just once. And he's a really, really good battler. He knows what he's doing. And I was pretty nervous going into this because we had some power rankings done by yours truly, or I guess Frieslander over there. Frieslander or Frieslanderus. Good old Deebs and his nicknames. And he ranked, this is the top 5 teams in this battle, so this is perhaps one of the power clashes of the season that you'll get in the very first week. As you can tell, we also have a brand new hat too. That's pretty exciting, so some hype around that hat. Be sure to smash that like button, sub to the channel, and let's get this battle on its way. I don't think I really need to talk a bit about this team. All you guys need to know is Keldeo is choice specs, Florges is just bulky, Sandslash does stuff because of Tyranitar's sand and whatnot, and Salamence Mega Metagross is just busted. Salamence with Ground Zanium to just take out Magearna, and Tyranitar is just, hopefully can do some things. This is the first time I ever used it, and I'm pretty excited. So let's get this battle on its way. Cannot wait any longer. Now, that's sort of a rundown of the team itself. You sort of see the team what it was meant to do, because this is a cool battle that, you know, this is one of the few times where, no, well, not a few times, this is where we sort of have a plan, we sort of adjust towards it and really adjust our win cons and whatnot. So I'm gonna lead up with Keldeo. I figured, you know what, if he can lead up with Shuckle, that sucks. But if I lead up with Keldeo and he leads up with Shuckle, I can get a Hydro Pump off and potentially one-hit KO that Mon and get Sticky Webs out of there. So my plan right now is to get Nuh in here and try to get the Jolteon to stay in this battle. You're gonna see this a couple times where I'm just like, I need Jolteon to stay in because Jolteon is a pain for my team to deal with. It's actually such a big pain because of the volt switching and whatnot. So I need to trap it. I need to make sure it stays in. And if we can get a bit of chip damage on it, then it's a guaranteed one-hit KO with the Pursuit if he switches out. So he ends up going for the U-turn. And the couple turns, he has a lot of momentum on his side. A lot of good momentum. And I'm like, oh boy, this is not good. This is working out really, really bad. Thankfully, he switches into Jolteon once more, and I'm like, alright, he has to click Hidden Power if he has it. I have a lot of things that are weak to ×4, either raw or ×4 something. So I'm like, he has to click it right now, he has to reveal it. And I'm going to go right into now. This is a really good opportunity to potentially trap this Jolteon. And what do you know, he goes for the Hidden Power. I'm like, don't be Hidden Power fighting. That's not Hidden Power fighting. I've trapped this thing. This is awesome, incredible. I'm clicking Pursuit. This was the fastest click that I've ever clicked. And he's actually Burn Orb or Flame Orb Jolteon with Quick Feet. So I'm like, all right, cool. Pursuit is going to happen. This thing's stuck. Boom. Biggest threat right now. And, well, the biggest annoyance to my team is gone right now. And thanks to Tyranitar over there. So I'm like, all right, Tyranitar, shout out to you, man, for doing that. And now Magearna's in this field, and I'm like, oh boy. I know how busted Magearna is too, and I cannot let this thing either set up a Trick Room for free, or go for a Shift Gear for free, or potentially set up a sub as we get over here. So I'm like, alright, cool. Cannot let this thing have its sub for free. I gotta keep on applying pressure on it. I gotta go for Earthquake. I know I can take at least one, maybe Dazzling Gleam, maybe, or if it's Floor Cannon, then I don't think I can take it, but hey, you gotta make that risk. You gotta risk the biscuit a bit with Tyranitar. All his weaknesses just add up. So I was like, all right, I'm staying in. I'm a Solvest. Let's try to take this hit. We take it relatively well, thanks to like no sand and whatnot. And we have Magearna worn down, so Tyranitar is really putting in a lot of work at this moment. I also noted that we outspeed the Magearna, so that means it's a pretty bulky Magearna if we were able to take the hit relatively well. At this moment, this mon's going to come in. I'm just going to hard switch, or no, I don't end up hard switching. I decide I cannot let this thing set up a substitute either, and looking at his last remaining 5 Pokemon, I'm gonna make a risky play and actually stay in and go for a Stone Edge because I don't want that mon to set up a substitute in the Swords Dance. That would be bad news. I've played with a Hawlucha that has set up, and it's not good. It's not a good situation to be in. So that sort of paid off for me because I still have Tyranitar in the back pocket. Potentially, I could pass on a wish to it and do that, or use it as death fodder. So yeah, that sort of works out for me. We got a big hit on Starmie and we absorb the hit, so it's not a bad play for us. It's not a bad sequence of events, and I can simply go for the wish and pass it to Tyranitar. And as you can tell, I'm a couple steps ahead thinking about this battle and sort of talking a bit about the past and why I made my plays. I'm going to really try to focus on commentating on why I was making these plays and what I was trying to think of when I was making it. At this moment, I was like, you know, if he has Toxic, Encore, sets up Sticky Webs, Stealth Rocks, there's not all the things that this thing can do to KO me. So I was a bit worried about the potential Gyro Ball, but he's not carrying it. And we get a lot of health back. So at this moment, I'm going for a Stone Edge. Because A, it hits everything on his team for super damage, and I'm adamant, fully invested. And we end up doing a lot of damage. That is a Shuckle that did not appreciate those rocks as it sets up its own rocks. So that's pretty good for us. Shuckle is looking pretty crippled, and right now what I have to do is I just got to keep on applying pressure. I end up going for an Earthquake because I don't want to miss a Stone Edge, and he ends up sending out the TIE Fighter. Get it? That's pretty clever. I like it. That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, he makes a good play over here going into it. I don't know if he was trying to sack it off or something, but it worked out for him, and I'm just going to go into 99.3, the Slash. Sounds like a radio station, and I figure Slash over here is the DJ of my team right now. It's going to get rid of these rocks, trying to spin it out and whatnot. See what I did there? So bad. So bad. So I'm just going to go for a Rapid Spin, as it's my best play. I don't have to worry about rocks as much. Because Shuckle's pretty much withered down, and we can sort of take advantage of that Shuckle. And it's just good for me to have that free switch in, as he ends up going for a taunt over here. Totally fine by me. I think he wasn't aware that I outsped his Mon at this moment because of the sand. And it sort of works out for me because, yeah, like I said, I get free rocks off, and I know this thing's carrying taunt without really having to sacrifice a lot. So he ends up going to A-Rod right over here. A-Rod is a big threat. I decided to go for knockoff because I was trying to get chip damage off of Hawlucha for Mega Metagross's Bullet Punch to KO. But we end up knocking off a Choice Band, which is pretty huge. This thing having a Choice Band and looking pretty scary. Like, look at that face. It's just like, no, I'm gonna destroy your face off with this Dragon Claw. And I was like, nah, not without a Choice Band, man. Not without a Choice Band, you ain't gonna do that. So that worked out for me. This opens up a window for me because I can put in Mega Metagross in here and really build off a lot of momentum. This is huge because this gives me options of going for Power Punch, going for Meteor Mash, or simply just taking out this thing. It just puts me on the gas right now because all I have to do is click one of these buttons and I could potentially get a boost, or yeah, it just depends on how badly I want the boost. So I'm clicking Meteor Mash, he sends out Ty, and I'm like, oh boy, Ty ain't gonna appreciate this Meteor Mash. It's gonna be frightening. This Mega Metagross is gonna Mega Evolve. We're gonna get some big damage off. Look at this beauty right here. That nice gray, yellow, and blue color scheme is so fantastic. And this Meteor Mash actually gets a boost, and this is pretty huge because I'm looking at his team. I'm keeping mental notes. I'm looking at it, and I'm like, his team's pretty withered down, and Mega Metagross has a +1. Does this potentially mean it sweeps if I can take out this Starmie? And I'm like, alright, I gotta go for the Bullet Punch. Let's see how much damage we do. It it wasn't. It was a roll in his favor. I don't even think I could potentially KO it, but I was like, maybe I could get a crit or something. But he ends up going for the skull, hoping for the burn. Does not get it, and I'm like, huh. Starmie's gone. Kieran B's still there. McGearna's there, and Shuckle's there. And Mega Metagross outspeeds everything, has a +1, and pretty much all I have to do is hit an Earthquake, hit a Meteor Mash, and hit the Bullet Punch, and hope that he doesn't really have any shenanigans over there. So I'm going for the Earthquake, not willing to risk the berry or anything. I know he has leftovers, but hey, you can carry 2 items on a Mon. I guess you can do that. Well, that's a thing. That's oh yeah. So at this moment, we're gonna actually 6-0 Jacob and go 6-0 with a 1-0 record, or +6 with a 1-0 record in the WPE League. And Mega Metagross is just simply gonna finish off the game over here. GG to Jacob. I know it sucks getting 6-0'd, and I know he even messaged me after the battle, and in the NPCC battle, it was almost a similar situation, but it happens, and I always feel so bad whenever there's a 6-0 in the league, and it comes in the hands of myself too, because people always put in a lot of work, and it just works out like that, and unfortunately, like, I feel bad because I know Jacob's an incredible battler, he's an awesome guy, and he makes some really great content, so be sure to check it out. This is not an indication of how he plays and whatnot. This is just one of those days where, you know, you come up with a plan and it sort of works out for you, especially when you have a Mega Metagross that gets a +1 and he doesn't have his reliable answers anymore. It just happens, and that's this is what happened in this game. Plus, I got a new hat too. I think that's got to share some of the blame too. You get a new do, you got to look pretty fly for it. But yeah, anywho, Mega Metagross, something to look out for this season. I'm telling you, watch out for that Mon. Could potentially put in the work right there. And yeah, anywho, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to sub and subscribe, or sub and like this video if you haven't already. That would mean so much to you, to me, to you, to me, to both of us, I guess. Why not, right? And it means so much to me if you support the Toronto SwaBlu Jays and let's try to make it into the playoffs, and potentially let's try to chase that championship that's always eluded us. Anywho, thank you so much for watching. This is Cap. Gonna catch you guys another time with 99.3 The Slash. Peace.